Well, a good Thursday afternoon to you. It's Dan. I want to welcome everyone to my home in the sticks, and I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. But over here in East Central Mississippi, we're in the high 60s right now. Before we get started on today's video, I always like to mention that if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. And if you're returning just to see what old Dan's got going on over her, I sure enough thank you for coming back. But what I want to share with you and y'all today is, Lord of mercy, we're doing some more upgrades to the grow tent. Give me a second. We finna get off in this shop and I'm finna show you. Dan, what you doing now with the grow tent? Well, I'm here to tell you, I was actually on the ventilation system. I was just gonna leave it alone, but I went thumbing through my local buy-sell trade pages on Facebook, and I come across this. What that there is the AC Infinity CLOUDLINE S6, an inline fan. It's one of them things where I just couldn't pass it up. The gentleman that I purchased this fan from undersized his fan for his grow tent or his grow setup, so he had to go bigger. So he sold this one really cheap, and I jumped all over it. And we're gonna run the AC Infinity 6-inch charcoal filter right behind it. So I'm here to tell you this is gonna be a really big upgrade for the grow tent. I think the hydroponic plants, the cracky systems, and everything else that I have in there, they're really gonna love this system. Doing just fine with that cheap fan that I have and one of the 6-inch ducts on the grow tent. But this is designed to go in a grow tent, and I do believe that it is gonna work really well. So what we're gonna do today is, you and y'all and myself are fixing to install all of this stuff in a grow tent. I'm gonna take you along with me when I do it. First time doing any of this, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. First thing I had to figure out is how I'm gonna mount this fan inside the grow tent. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna mount mine long ways, and I'm gonna vent out that way. But how are you connected to, how are you gonna put the fan in here? How are you gonna connect it? How's that gonna work? My coon-ass engineering came into play, and all I did was made a stretcher board. There are a bunch of ways that you can mount this guy in a grow tent. I thought this would be the easiest way and the cheapest way for me. And all it is just some plywood that I had laying around and some 2x, and the fan is actually gonna sit like that, and the stretcher is gonna go up between the top rails just like that. So let's commence to mounting this fan on this board and get it mounted. I'm gonna mount this, put this fan right on top of this piece of wood. I have to make sure that I'm doing this the correct way. Turn this fan upside down. And all I'm using is some 2-inch bolts, and these are fine thread. And I actually took a bunch of measurements and just transcribed it onto this board right here. The measurements from here onto here. We're gonna slide these bolts through these holes like that, and it should fit right on top of this frame. Look at there, that fit perfectly. Now the next thing that I have to do is I have to take these nuts, a washer and a lock washer, and attach the fan to the actual stretcher. All right, 10-15 minutes later, that's what we're looking like. That's how I'm going to secure this fan to this stretcher. Let's rock on to the next step. You notice on this fan that there are some arrows pointing in one direction, and that's the direction that the fan is going to push the air out. So I'm going to bring that up now and let you see what it looks like. All right, let's get our fan in place. Remember those arrows that I was telling you about? We want it to go out. So we're gonna fish this guy in here. All right, the next thing we need to do is we need to add our ductwork in, and then we'll attach the filter, and then we should be good to go. All right, we had to back up and punt. What I needed to do was add the charcoal filter to the system first, and then be able to get my measurement on the ductwork. But you probably can't see it now, but I actually have the charcoal filter in place, and I'm here to tell you, another set of hands would have made this real easy. And what I had to use was some heavy duty zip ties. Once I get this thing in place, get the ductwork ran, I'll take you off the tripod and give you a closer look at what I did. It'll explain everything versus me trying to show you stuff you can't see. What I have here is my ductwork, and we're going to add the ductwork to the outside of the fan, to the output of the fan that's going to blow out. So let's commence to doing that. Let's get this clamp secured and get this hose secured, and we should be good to go. Drill with a Phillips bit. All right, I'm gonna say that's on there. Let's go on and run this ductwork out the other end. Let's get these power cords undone. This fan actually comes with a speed controller. Now we got to figure out how we're going to run these wires. And I'm thinking we're just going to go straight out the back right here. All right, let me get this stuff situated, and then I'll turn this camera back on. We'll hook up the speed controller, put some juice to the fan, and let's see it run. All right, we are finally done, and the inline system is complete. Let's go take a look at it. And now you can see a little bit better and what I actually did. I had to make some modifications. Here's the AC Infinity inline fan. This is the CLOUDLINE S6. I got my ductwork going from one end, going out of the grow tent. Here's a 6-inch charcoal filter. What I had to do was I had to use some heavy duty zip ties, kind of like this one right here, to secure the filter to the inline fan and to the cross members up at the top. I've seen a lot of people use duct tape or the silver foil tape, like refrigeration tape, to put around the inlet here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it as is, and I think it's going to work out really good. I think the plants are going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a sure enough good way to recycle the air in this grow tent. Now, Dan, why did you go with this brand? Well, actually, I was just going to leave my cheap fan in the top duct right there, but I got a stupid, crazy good deal on this fan, and that's the only reason why I ended up doing this, because I got such a good deal on the fan itself. Now, this fan is it'll push 402 CFM. Is that overkill for this grow tent? Yes, it is. It is big time overkill for this grow tent. This grow tent is 4x4 by 6 point, we'll say 8. If you do the math on that, 107 CFM is what I need to move the air in this grow tent. But the thing that you have to take into consideration is when you start making hard 90s with your ductwork, like a 90 going straight up, you have to factor in 20% for restriction, and because you're working the fan a little bit harder. Since I don't have any of that going on in this grow tent, this fan's going to work out fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to button this grow tent up, we're going to fire it up, and we'll see what it do. All right, grow tent is buttoned up. Here is a speed controller for the fan. We'll hit it one time and it'll turn on. I don't think you can hear it. This fan has 8 speeds. That's number 2. There's number 3. You probably can hear the fan now. 4, 5, 6, well, that's 7. And that's wide open. And I know you could probably hear it by now. One long click will shut the fan completely off. It's going to wind down and eventually turn off. That's what it's doing right now. All right, completely off. I'm thinking I'm going to run this thing around 3 or 4 maybe. We'll run it on 4. And what I did was I actually took the venting cover off the side of the tent. We're going to let this fan wind up real good. Check it out. So we're getting good cross ventilation. I don't know if you can see it, but here is the air coming out of the tent. 6-inch ductwork. So it's rocking and rolling. Overall, I am extremely pleased with how this setup turned out. The fan is unbelievably quiet. I'm running it on 4 and it sounds just like the other fan that I had up in the duct up there. So it's working for me. What I got to do is do some tests now. I want to see how well this fan will draw the air or recirculate the stale air inside the tent. And I'm gonna keep an eye on the humidity. I had the tent open for a while, so I'm running at about 47% humidity. What I'll probably do is I'll probably do a review of this fan maybe in 6 months or something, just to let you and y'all know how it's doing. But I really think it's gonna work out fine. Well, all right, that's what I wanted to share with you and y'all today. Lord of mercy. A major upgrade for the grow tent over here at the Home in the Sticks. We've got us a really nice inline fan set up now with a charcoal filter, and I think it's really gonna work. So again, I hope everybody is having a good Thursday, and I hope everybody's being safe amid this crisis that we still have going on. If y'all like this video, go and give it a thumbs up, they help. If you haven't subscribed to the Home and Sticks channel, Lord of mercy, y'all need to come on over here, give old Dan a look, because I am always doing stuff. With that being said, you know it's coming. Dan reference show enough, always gonna say it. Don't let nobody dull your shine. And I mean nobody. You sure enough get your shine on. Be you, it's important. And Dan will see you and y'all in the next video.